When I stepped in the ballot box last November and voted to create this office, an extremely powerful office that, as someone who studied urban policy, teaches urban law and policy, and is myself an attorney, gave me pause, because the ability to appoint heads of department without council approval, to hold an office that will control the preparation and presentation of the city budget, and have a veto and line item veto over that budget that could only be overridden by a 6 out of 7 council vote, that's the kind of power that should give all of us pause. For on the one hand, it affords us the opportunity to get the leadership that we're looking for. But on the other hand, it presents us with some great dangers. And when I voted yes to create this office, I did not vote to put one of the old guard in it. I voted for change. I voted for change in New London and new leadership for New London. And I decided to come forward because I recognized that someone would have to, and that whoever did would face some great difficulties and probably take a lot of that heat as that temperature climbs ever higher. But someone had to step forward, so I did, but I cannot do it alone. And that is why I'm very happy to have the support from so many of you. This is going to be a difficult election. We are a city, but we are a small community. We all know each other. We have friendships and business relationships that tie so many of us together. And to come out and declare your support for a particular candidate can create great difficulties for all of us. But we have to have the courage to make a stand. Because in this election we have that chance. But once this election's over, look around the country and look at the other strong mayor forms of government in cities around America. They don't get voted out. Strong mayors tend to get in, and then they negotiate all the contracts, and they appoint all the people, and they control the whole budget. And it's very, 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 very hard to get people who will buck that mayor. So if we're going to get that new leadership, that opportunity might be right here and now in this election. This is the best shot we've had in a lifetime to get strong, principled leadership for New London. But this might be our best and only chance. So if you've never put your neck on the line before, yes, I'm asking you to do it now, but I'm only asking because I really believe it's that important and because I really believe it's worth it. As I go around in the city, I think we face, and I'll wrap up with this, 2 main opponents. 2 strong, well-known opponents who have names that we all know. And I'm sure you all have 2 names in your head, but they're not the names in mine. Because I believe our opponents in this election are cynicism and fear. Because when I talk to people, the common thing I hear is, this will never happen. And I tell them, that's what they said about creating the office of mayor. But when it went to a vote, it passed by a margin of 3-1. Because the vast majority of people in our city are looking for change and looking for new leadership. I believe that cynicism can be defeated. But the other opponent is fear. And we all know it to be true. Our campaign received many calls today. I want to be there, but I can't. I'm worried what this might mean for my nonprofit. I'm worried what this might mean for my business. I'm worried what this might mean for my family. I just can't be there. We have to defeat that fear by showing our neighbors and showing our friends that they are not alone and that they do not need to be afraid to stand for what they believe in. We do not need a government that we should fear. We need a government that gives us hope. And I believe we can do that in this election. So I'm asking you, in addition to just financially supporting us, to write letters, to call friends, to help us register voters, to do all you can, and to keep faith in what you know to be right, to show hope in the sight of cynicism, and show courage in the face of fear. If we have the strength in this election to work for it, then I assure you, change is coming to New London. Yeah. So thank you all. Enjoy the food, enjoy each other, and enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you all very much.
Well, last night was interesting. Believe it or not, good morning. This is Father at the house. Okay, trying to finish up what we did last night, Monday night. This is Tuesday morning for my viewers who are watching this show. We are doing the tape show because right at the moment, while you're watching this, I'm down with Governor Malloy, filming Governor Malloy, what he's saying and what's going on at the Jennings School, so that we can report to you what's happening. And that's what we're trying to do over these next few weeks, trying to keep you informed of what's going on with all the politics. So our shows may be live or maybe partially taped, maybe half taped, half live. That's what's happening. And again, it's for hopefully to inform my viewers, those that can't get out and can't get around, to see what's going on in our town. Last night's situation was pretty good. Mr. Finizio had an extremely good turnout, we thought. In fact, it was a bit surprising. There was more people there than we thought he would have. We participated in that, and as you see from the earlier tape, interviewed him and stayed around, tried to talk to a few people, find out where they're going, what their analyzation is of the up-and-coming election, where their support is going to be. Obviously, these folks primarily were there to support Darrell Finizio, and we were there to interview. Well, we also ran around town, which you did not see, because we wanted to chase down. There was a very vicious rumor about Michael Bussetto going around town, and we heard it several places, and it disturbed us so much that we went and we chased some people down trying to find out if it was true or not. And we found out, and we can't go into a lot of stuff, but we found out that it was the rumor and the statements that were made against Michael were not true. And we don't appreciate any of that at all, because we try to inform you as best as possible what goes on. Whether we like a candidate or not, you've got to understand, Father obviously questions all our candidates very, very hard and very harsh at times, and I'm very, very critical. Whether they like it or not, they're in the real world, and they have to be responsible to us as voters. So I really don't care if Rob Perot likes me or not. I don't care if Mike Bussetto likes me or not. I want to know what he's doing for our community, for our people, and where he is. And the same thing with Mr. Finizio. I want to know where he is, where he stands, what he's going to do. We've done a lot of research on him because he's new. We don't really know him. We know where he lives. We know where he comes from. We know where he works. And surprisingly, right now we're looking at him to support him in the efforts that he's doing. And again, you know, I've been a lifelong Democrat, and you know, my party is, you know, if you want to fight, you become a Democrat, because we do struggle amongst each others. And so I want my audience to understand that we don't have any favoritism in the race, okay, except for those who are going to take care of our issues. And our issues are poor issues. You know, we're not, it was an interesting thing. I was reading in the paper this morning, Mr. Collins wrote a little column the 27th about Rob Perot from beach to City Hall.